Alright, like I said earlier before we were interrupted and I had to fix the audio. It should be fixed anyway. Yeah, Dalton said that we would like this. Anyway, here we go. Also, we'll be reacting to Wish Critical's tips video. So, anyway, Vivi, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
You're Vivi.
I am BB.
Another pathetic adventurer trying to steal my gold. Do
that ain't
you know how many
Wait, pause. Pause. Why is he wearing party hat? Why is he wearing party hat?
That's let's see, Dragon Ballooza is what the video is called. I don't know. Maybe eggs. Maybe he stole the dragon's eggs, V. Maybe the eggs are about to hatch or something. Maybe he's gonna become Dragonborn. I have no idea.
To the ground to procure my hoard. How many so-called heroes I've burnt to a crisp.
No!
What makes you think you stand any chance?
Mr. Baggins.
Well, for one, I'm not here for your gold.
Okay.
You're not?
Wait, what did that say?
I'm not here for your gold.
I'm not here for your gold.
Perplexed.
You're not? Then you must have come.
Oh god, he's come for the babies.
Please free me, hero. Did the king send you? You can have your precious daughter back once he coughs up 1,000,000 pieces of gold.
Based.
The king did send me.
As I thought.
Or maybe I'm here for those scaly orbs betwixt your legs.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Tell that whosoever collects 7 Dragon Balls.
Oh my god!
I don't think.
Bro, it's a Dragon Ball Z joke. It's a Dragon Ball Z joke. He collecting the balls so that way he can make 7. He can make a wish, VV. He's gonna try to make a wish. It's all about the 7 magic balls, the Dragon Balls. Don't look at me like that.
That's true.
2 more.
Oh my god!
Oh god, are those real? Ew.
Holy shit!
Fucking sicko, you know that?
He knows that.
The most powerful of all dragons.
This is why you love the barbarian.
Oh my god, the sniff of death.
My wings, a hurricane.
You really like gold, huh?
Obviously.
I can give you gold.
You can?
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Get off me, one sec! It cannot be. The legends are true.
I wish this dragon can have all the gold you can hold.
Oh, really? Thanks, man.
In his bowels.
My what? Oh, no. No, not like that.
What the fuck?
Oh. My god, I don't believe it. You actually rescued my daughter in time for her birthday. And you captured the dragon as prisoner? Well, actually, I had something else in mind. Oh?
Okay, well I didn't see that. This is where that was going. He filled the dragon with the gold to make him a piñata for the fucking princess's birthday. After
that's sweet, but messed up.
Bro. Oh, the gnome is there too. Oh god.
Dark fantasy
available
now on the
Hey yo. Oh, is that kid? Okay, that's a sick shirt.
Favorite characters, hand drawn by myself. High on autism.
Well,
so
fair.
you know they're
High
good.
on autism. So you know they're good.
I'll be honest, I was not expecting that. It was funny, but it was actually kind of sweet that he brought her in time for her birthday and brought her like a piñata so everyone can get all the gold.
Step 1, lock him in place. Oh my goodness. Shiveru. Then get the balls. Oh my god. What is step 3? Step 3, wish time. Bro, there's just pop.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
That is amazing.
I did not see Puts on Blindfold. Oh my god, the fucking closed captions are
God,
crazy.
I love the barbarian so much.
Treasure hoard caches. Oh my god.
Trigger hard crashes, yeah.
Alright, well, that was our reaction of Dungeons, but the video's not quite over because Vivi wanted us to look at tipping that Moist Critical Boy was
Well,
talking
for
about.
context, hang on.
It's
For
okay.
context, I wanted to recommend this video because back then
Oh
there was
god.
like a couple of people was demanding tips whenever I ordered stuff from the restaurant.
Well, typically, here's the thing with tipping, right? Tipping is a way in America to make it to where companies don't have to fork out the extra money for their workers, which I think is disgusting anyway. And so it's essentially supposed to be a way of, oh, didn't that worker do a good job for you? You'd feel really bad and scummy if you didn't give them a tip, wouldn't you? How are they going to afford to pay things for their family? And that's kind of what tipping is. That's why it's kind of, like in places like Japan, it's kind of frowned upon to tip people.
Yeah. But another thing is, my friends, we were celebrating our first year in college together. So my friend wanted to take us to a restaurant, and we tried tipping the guy as best we can. We just didn't have like a lot, but we did pay for the food, and we left a good, I would say, just an affordable tip. And
Okay,
then we
like
went out.
how much do you think is a formal tip?
I don't know.
You know how much tip I have? I leave at places like $5. So
Well, we left about 15, 16, 20. I don't
that's
know.
above average. That's an above average tip. I tip down here like $5.
Yeah, and you know what the guy said after when we left?
What?
He said in a sarcastic, kind of condescending way, "Oh, nice tipping, guys." Like,
What the fuck? That's a good tip. $15. I would kill for $15. The fuck?
as I said, it was our first year in college. We tried our best, and we didn't have much, but the only thing that the workers would, well, obviously they would care that, hey, if you pay for your food, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the guy himself just was
But
demanding a
so
lot.
some people are just ungrateful. Yeah, I've always been told never look a gift horse in the mouth. So just be appreciative that of the little things that you get. That's why I'm always appreciative of all the little things I have. Anyway, except when people constantly make me break my mind, and then I lose my shit, and then I spiral, and then I'm crashing out. Like I'm crashing out right now. I'm crashing. Bye.
Yep, that's the story. I just wanted to show the video because I can relate to the people that were leaving the restaurant, that they felt how they felt. Listen, we already paid for the food, right?
Oh yeah, you already paid for the food. You shouldn't be bothering them about the tip.
For years now, tipping.
Tipping.
I know, all at once, a bunch of people just went from the relaxed position to the locked.
I did. How did he know? How did he know?
It was a hot button topic. So what happened is some guys went to a restaurant,
Bruh.
got some food, paid for it, and left.
Okay.
But the restaurant owner noticed they didn't leave a tip, so he starts.
The fucking audacity. Oh my, how are my workers supposed to earn a wage when I should pay them only below minimum? You
I mean,
are
you're
supposed
right about-
you are supposed to be paying them more, not me.
No.
Following them around.
What? I'm not wrong.
The adoring fan
Doesn't
from
every
Oblivion,
country
he is literally just on.
require you not to pay tip?
No,
I'm
so
not sure.
no, tipping's become more common over the years. I think the only one that is like frowned upon might be Korea. Definitely Japan. Japan definitely. I know that the owners of like certain places like they frown upon it because it's like, oh, are you implying that I don't pay enough?
Oh yeah,
Because they get
definitely.
insulted by it, and honestly, rightfully so.
Definitely, actually, that's when I went to Japan. Every time we go to a restaurant, my uncle would say, "Do not leave tip." I was about to. It's like, don't put your money back. Put your money back. Do not. That's disrespectful.
Don't be insulted.
I know. I was like, oh, sorry. I was just so used to leaving tips the God, because it's like I've been I I just have like people just demanding, like, they made me feel bad. That's why.
That's the point. Tipping is supposed to make you feel bad. You're it's a emotional tactic in restaurants to make it to where you tip them so they can earn more. Same the way at grocery stores for people who like carry like your groceries out. I don't know if y'all have
Yeah.
that.
No, I don't. We don't do that. They don't. They told us not to do
It's a
that.
fucking trailing mission out of a video game, and he's like
Crazy.
insulting them, even like threatening them, all about not leaving that tip.
Hey, bro, what do you want, bro? What do you want? I paid for my food. I paid for my food. What are you talking? Why you following me down the fucking street? Nigga, you need to get the fuck back. You need to get back. Why
Bro,
are you
he's having a crash
Why
out
you following
moment.
me? Why you
Bro.
following me? What are you gonna do?
Bro!
Call 911. Call 911. If you need to settle something, you know who to call.
The guy filming is right.
Oh my
he didn't
God.
break any laws. He paid for his meal, and it's not a legal obligation to tip. So the owner on his ass here like a hemorrhoid, like it's, you know, the horror movie It Follows about him not tipping, is wrong here. Because, again, he didn't do anything wrong. So the guy filming is like, well, call the police then if you think there's been some, you know, foul play, you know, some dirty barnacles, from us.
Damn.
You can call the police about it. Obviously, the owner's not going to do that because there's not actually a case there.
As I said before, as I said before, I mean, I understand if they didn't pay their food. Yes, you have the right to be angry if they didn't pay their food.
Oh yeah, definitely. But they paid their food.
Yeah, they paid their food. They left with a good note, but my goodness.
Yeah, he's like, how dare
I-
you not tip? Ring,
Well, I did tell my uncle about this story, and he made a disgusting face. Like, if you don't ever eat at restaurants like that ever again, because that is unacceptable.
Oh yeah, it
If
definitely,
yeah,
it definitely made the guy look like really scummy.
yeah, I think he's gonna realize that since the videos has gone viral, I think
yeah, you
people
gotta-
are not gonna eat at their restaurant because of that.
Yeah, you gotta backpedal now. He's probably gonna backpedal apology, you know, the whole like embarrassing routine. Oh, I gotta publicly humiliate myself now. Oh, I'm sorry. I look back on the video and I look bad.
Like, he's hurting his own business.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn fucking yell at me! I'm not trying to fuck with you, bro. Shut your goddamn fucking mouth! Why are you following me down the street? You piece of shit, little piece of shit, man.
God damn.
Smack the shit out of you, punk ass, man. I pay for my food, bro. Piece of shit. I pay for my food. How the fuck do you think they make money? I pay for my food.
But you pay them!
Supposed to make,
You,
bro.
you're supposed to pay them, you dumbass! Oh my, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I'm angry. I'm angry. You pay them! Pay them the money, you idiot! They pay for the food. You take the money from the food you make.
No, here. Why don't you lean against me? Lean against me. Better.
She smells like lavender. I'm gonna call her Lavender.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be my nickname for you now.
Dude, I get so angry.
So raise your price, huh?
Now, I'm cutting around this a little bit because, as I said,
Holy
this
shit.
goes on for a long time. It feels like he follows them for miles. It felt like in Game of Thrones when they were marching for like a whole season. It felt like we got all of that throughout the course of this video. And it also was getting very heated. It started sounding like a Xbox Live lobby after a Call of Duty round ended. It was getting pretty,
Okay, that's pretty funny.
heated and a lot of yelling. But when
Yeah,
the
I
owner
just like
said
how
that,
calm
how is my
the
staff
guy
supposed to make
recording
money?
is.
Brother, it felt like I got
Well,
heated.
yeah, that's because you have to be. There's always like the two routes you can take. You can either be an asshole to an asshole, or you can kill them with kindness, which is what my mother always told me.
That's fair. So I'm glad that they're like calm, but like
Even
I
though,
felt bad for them.
even though they
that
were,
the guy is just being like harassing them.
even though they weren't technically killing him with kindness, they were just being the better man, which I think is
Yeah.
also equally funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Bagged. I was stunned. I was seeing stars. You are the owner. What do you mean? How is your staff supposed to make money?
Thank you, Charlie, the voice of reason. He is a Floridian, but he is not an idiot in Florida.
pay them a livable wage. Like, it's not the most difficult to grasp concept. You don't need to be astronaut Katy Perry to understand this rocket science here. Tipping is a way for business.
Bro, should I look into the astronaut Katy Perry stuff, V? Something about her. She became an astronaut or something recently.
Really?
Something like, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of that going around. But like, people have been making fun of her. People have been goofing on her pretty hard.
Oh.
I mean, I can't blame them. Apparently, one of her last concerts she did was pretty fucking bad. So, you know, pretty bad.
Oh, jeez. I haven't really watched Katy Perry like since forever. Since I was a kid.
I think like the only good music she had was maybe like California Girls and Baby You're a Firework. Like the only two I can remember from her.
I like the hot and cold one.
Oh yeah, is she the one who did the hot and you're cold? You're yes and
Yeah,
no?
the hot and you're cold.
Ah.
That one was, the music video itself was hilarious.
Bro, I remember that at one point Katy Perry was moving to Alabama, and my friend, I'm not gonna say his name, he was freaking out because he's like a big fan of hers, and he's like, I got it mapped out. I'm gonna go meet her. I was like, bro, don't do that. Like
but she didn't move.
Oh, I think she does have a house here. It's kind of like my other friend. He's an older man than me. He knew the exact geolocation of where Tobuscus lives. Yep. And he said, "Yeah, I know where this guy lives." I was like, "Why do you have this?" Oh, you never know.
Should I be concerned?
Hang on, let me tell you. I said, "Why do you have this?" He goes, "Well, you see, maybe one day I'll just be really bored, and I'll go there with a pie, and I'll ask him to throw the pie at my face." And I was like, "What? Huh? What? Why?" And then me and him prattled on about some other stuff, and then he showed me Robin Williams' house before he died. So, you know, that was the thing. I was like, "Wow, damn." Yeah, the things Southern boys just make do. Anyway, back to the video.
Well, let's continue with the video.
Is to save money on their employee salaries by paying them sub-minimum wage. It's a way for business owners to financially treat the faces of their employees like a fucking fleshlight by paying them less than what they are supposed to, because tipping is supposed to make up for the difference, at least in the majority of states. There are some states that I'm aware of where restaurant workers can get tips, but they are still paid the normal minimum wage. But in most of the states in America, you get sub-minimum wage when you are working in a service industry position.
That's very true. You get, for example, BB, sub minimum wage down here is like $7.25 to $7.50. That's working at a grocery store or a restaurant. An hour.
Oh, I'm kind of glad working at a retirement home as that just pays minimum wage.
Yeah, that's
and they don't allow tipping in that area too. Because they gave me a good amount. They gave me the exact amount that I'm getting paid for working there.
It's just crazy to me that like the maximum payment, or I guess the least you can do is $7.25 to $7.50 at like fucking grocery stores and some of these restaurants. Some of the restaurants are better because, like, you know, certain laws are helping now. It's like, you know, last year when the other stuff happened, they're like, "Oh no, you have, as a company, you have to now raise the price. You are no longer allowed to pay them this much." Some companies didn't care, by the way. I have friends who have worked in these places. That's why I know these things, and I've worked in some of these places. Long ago.
That has tipping as part of it. Tipping is just so ingrained in the culture of America right now, and it has just become pervasive in every industry. I'm sure a lot of you watching this have seen like self-checkout kiosks that now have tips that pop up occasionally. There is tipping in every single thing, and it's been a big...
There is no way I would tip at a self-checkout. Bitch, I checked myself out. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Do not do that.
Because now you are getting asked to tip on purely automated services. Like, who the fuck are you even tipping Skynet? Like, it doesn't make sense. It is just outrageous. But when it comes to restaurants, the workers rely on tips because they're not getting paid a livable wage in the majority of states, and thus the onus is on the customer now to try and make up that difference so that restaurant worker can fucking survive. And it sucks. That shit is awful. Now in my case, I do maximum tip on everything in the service industry because I'm in a position to
Yeah, that reminds me of back when my mom worked 3 jobs and was tending to me and my brother when we were younger.
Mhm.
One of the restaurants she worked at, she was worked as a fry cook, essentially. She was in the back cooking. So what they would do with the waitresses and the fry cook, they would take all the, like, they'd have a jar, they have the tip money. So any of the tip money, doesn't matter if you put it on the table or not for the people, they would take it and they would split the tip money. It's what they were supposed to do. And they got to a point where they would not, like, share any of that tip money with my mom.
Yeah, why?
Because there are a bunch of younger teen girls who are, like, up in the front, and they kept pocketing all of it for themselves. But, like, that's how that restaurant worked. That was years ago. That was, like, when I was 5. So, which is crazy.
Well, let's see how this ends.
No, I'm gonna keep pausing.
do so. And I know that they need that money, so I'd like to try and help
No
out
power
best
world
I
for
can.
you today, young lady.
And Lord help us, I'm ashamed to admit it.
I'm joking! Don't look at me like that! Don't look at me like that!
Place once, where
Oh.
literally didn't interact with a single employee or anything, just made my own froyo, and I still tipped at the goddamn checkout.
Why? I would not have done
Point
that.
is, not everyone can do that, and not everyone should be required or expected to do that. It should
Just like what you
always
said.
be the responsibility of the business
Mhm.
to ensure the employees are making a livable wage, and tips should be something that is entirely optional as a way of rewarding exceptional service. I know
Exactly.
people talked about that a lot, where they want to give extra to someone that really went above and beyond from them and they had a great experience with, so they want to tip that person to show their appreciation. That's great, but they should also just be making a livable wage, and that tip should go on top. I think that's how
Yeah.
it should work in an ideal situation there.
Why you following me down the street?
Chill the fuck out, bro. Why'd you
Bro,
fall
chill
in
out.
this, bro?
Fucking make money, huh? Chill out.
Why'd you fall in this man?
Chill out, bro. You need to calm down, bro.
You
Why
fucking
you
raise
following
your
me
goddamn voice at me, huh?
Bro, you
Huh?
need to get back. You
You
trying to
wanna
back me
fucking
into a
apologize?
corner. You trying to back me into a
Huh?
corner, bro.
What is wrong with you, bro?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Damn.
bro?
It's
And are you
crazy.
mad because I won't tip you and you follow me down
How
the
am I
street?
supposed to fucking make money?
Okay, so raise your prices,
They
dude.
don't
That's
get
not
money
my
like that,
problem.
you fucking
I know
shit. They
you
don't
not.
just
I
don't
know.
work like
So
that.
don't serve me. then.
bro.
It's crazy to be doing this while wearing his restaurant.
True!
on his chest. So what happened after this video blew up is a lot of people went to the restaurant and left a lot of really bad reviews on it, which I think they've
Destroyed.
been deleted now. I don't know if it's by him or if there's like a system in place for it. Couldn't tell you. But it was a really bad look for his restaurant here. He also just recently did an interview with CBS. I'll show you that in a moment. But I want to dive into the spaghetti and meatballs of something that the guy filming mentioned briefly. Raise your prices then. He's right. If the business owner can't afford to pay his employees a livable wage, he would naturally need to raise prices so he'd have more money to be able to pay his employees. But on the flip side of that coin, by raising his prices, he would have less customers because they would choose a place that is cheaper.
I mean,
now, there's
true.
actually a little experiment
True.
conducted by someone named Michael Lynn, and it's been referenced by a lot of people when they talk about tipping culture, where he put 2 hypothetical restaurants against each other. Restaurant 1 had prices of like $15 for a cheeseburger, but a 15 to 20% gratuity to be expected at the end, versus Restaurant 2, where there is no tipping at all, but the cheeseburger is $17.25. Now, if you've got your thinking caps on, if you've passed, second grade arithmetic, you'll know these are the same price.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
overwhelmingly, the people in the study thought that Restaurant 1 was cheaper. Thus, people are going to gravitate towards that. Even though they're the same price after tip, people are going to choose the one that looks lower and cheaper to them. You have to remember, a lot of people are just fucking stupid.
True.
Anyone recall when the third of a pound burger was introduced a long time ago?
Oh,
I've talked about this
God.
too. Back in the
No.
day, the quarter pounder crushing it. And A&W wanted to start trying to, encroach on that territory, so they introduced a third of a pound burger. But it flopped. It completely failed. This shit fumbled like Concorde. It was a culinary Concorde level disaster for them because people thought they were paying the same price for less burger. they didn't realize that a third of a pound is more than a quarter pound. So in the case of a
That's fucking
restaurant that wants
hilarious.
to pay their workers a livable wage and take tipping out of the equation and instead put that price into the menu itself, which is what a lot of people say they should do, well, their restaurant might not survive very long because people don't actually think very hard about things. So even in this hypothetical example, you're paying the same price, but the perception is it's cheaper to go with the place that just has tipping as an option.
Maybe are
Now,
you
that brings us
good?
to the
You've
unicorn
been staring hard.
I'm very focused. Like just seeing the guy
You're-
crouching out just brings back bad memories of a couple of restaurants I went to.
I thought you were just staring at internet Jesus.
I can relate to this. I'm sorry. I'm like super duper focused of what he's saying, and all of this is very validated, to be honest.
I thought you were just admiring internet Jesus, you know.
Internet Jesus, is that what you call him now?
What I call him, he looks like the depict. Have you ever seen a picture of what Jesus looked like? She ain't gonna answer me, chap. She ain't gonna answer me.
I mean, I believe in Buddhism. That's that.
Oh, there was one time that Buddha and Jesus were roommates.
The anime.
That's pretty cool.
that people are looking so desperately to have, where all of the tipping is gone, eradicated, but all of the prices have stayed
Kaplawi.
exactly the same. That's just not a realistic possibility for like 99% of these restaurants. Like, when they take away the tipping, they are then going to need to pay a lot more for those employees. Thus, they're going to need to somehow get more money. It's going to be by folding that difference into the menu items. Thus, it's going to look like you're paying more, even in cases where you might not be. So, it's very tough for a lot of these restaurants to just immediately jump on board with that, which is why we're in this fucking stalemate where tipping culture is just completely out of control. And why so many service industry workers are getting fucked because of just how rampant this issue is. And more people are choosing not to tip because they want to fight back against this. And in a lot of cases, they don't realize that they're not actually fighting back against tipping culture itself. They're just hurting the employees that are relying on it. And I think a lot of it doesn't, like, I don't think it comes down to malice. I don't think they're doing that to just be like, fuck you to the service industry workers. I really think
it's not
that
towards the workers.
they believe by not tipping, the restaurant is going to change its policy.
No.
But it's probably not, unfortunately.
They're not. They're too fucking greedy. They
Here is just not good when it comes to working a job that pays minimum wage and you're trying to survive out there.
Yeah, most of the places, it's like grocery stores. I always compare it to grocery stores. Most grocery stores do not make back the money that they get from selling you food. As a matter of fact, when I worked in grocery for 6 years, they would do underhanded tactics to sell you stuff or make it look like they're selling you things that are actually not on sale. So, here's the thing, right? I'll use like Velveeta macaroni and cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 3 something right now, maybe 4 something in some places where I'm at. It used to be like $2.50. So, by the way, the companies still get this at a cheaper price, no matter what. They get them in bundles. They get them at cheaper prices. They're supposed to sell them back to customers at a little bit of a higher price. That makes sense, right? You know,
Yeah,
a little bit of a higher price. So, you know, it's like, okay, I got this for $2.50. I sell it to the customers for like $3, right? Maybe $3.50. You know, let's be generous. A whole dollar, a whole smeckle more. And some of them go above and beyond. They're like, actually, you know what? I want more. $5 for a box of macaroni. And then if they put stuff on sale, sometimes it's like, okay, but we gotta earn something back out of it, right? So they gotta be devious. Like, you'll see like some things are like, oh, this is 2 for $5, 2 for $7, shit like that, right? It's designed in a way so that the company can get more money out of you. It is not them trying to help you.
That's evil. That
It
is
is.
very evil.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are some sales that, you know, are definitely cheaper than the other options. Don't be tricked, though, because it's still fucky. You got to make sure to double check, like, oh, what's on sale? Like, oh, I got a Mr. P's pizza. It's on sale for like $1. The Tony's pepperoni over here is also like, its base value is $1. But, why is Tony pepperonis, like, more? What's going on? So, I didn't phrase that right. Fuck.
Okay.
Say the Mr. P's are $87 or $87, 87 cents, and the Tony pepperonis is like $1, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, obviously you would want to buy the the
The
Mr.
one that's
P's
cheaper.
pepperonis. Yeah, you want to buy the cheaper one. You gotta just double check your tags and shit.
Yeah. My mom does that a lot.
Okay, blame her.
Most of these fucking restaurants will sooner pay their workers in knuckle sandwiches than they
True.
will in raising
Throw hands.
their salary. And there's a lot more nuance to it. Like, I'm just giving you, like, bare bones, surface level shit here. Like, I haven't even begun to talk about the establishments that pay out a portion of their tips across all of the employees. Like,
Yeah, I was just talking about that!
There are so many.
I was talking about that earlier with my mom!
To exploit these workers. It's a fucking issue. Anyway, though, back to the video
That's crazy.
that started this whole rant. I want to show you from the owner's perspective on the CBS interview.
Telling us he followed a regular into the street, intending to tell him never to come back after leaving without tipping again.
Oh
Have
my
you
God.
watched the video?
Yes.
And when you watched it, what did you see there?
Ashamed. I was just ashamed, bringing shame to my wife as a husband.
It's kind of crazy how I said that they'd have to go on a weird shaming ritual, Vivi. Crazy how I was correct on that.
As an owner, at the same time, to my mom and dad.
So according to the owner here, this was a customer that's a regular at the establishment, and he had finally had enough, so after he didn't tip again, he followed him outside, intending to just say, don't come back, kind of like shake his fist at him, and stay out, and that kind of thing. But it obviously spiraled more out of control than that and blew up in a much bigger way, which ignited a huge debate online about tipping. Because
Again.
tipping is a very controversial topic. People feel very strongly, especially people that have been in the industry before. And while there definitely are cases where people don't tip just to be an asshole, I really do think there is a lot of confusion around how tipping even works, that people think by not doing it, they're going to help be like a catalyst for change at that business, where they'll realize that the tips aren't coming in, so it's losing the business money, thus they're going to change their policy to actually pay their workers a livable wage, and then they won't be, forced to rely on strangers to cover their expenses. But that's
As I said
not going
before,
to happen in the majority of cases, because it does.
as I said before, if they didn't pay their food, then yes, he has a right to be angry. But tipping, it's an optional thing, like what you said to me. It's an option. You can or you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to feel shame for tipping. But that's how this culture nowadays is. They want you to feel shame about things. So that way, some shame, some lack of shame. It's kind of like being, it's kind of like me being white. people were like, hey, you're white. You should feel bad about what your ancestors did. You mean my Irish and Cherokee Indian ancestors who were both slaves? Yeah, you're right. But I don't go around bitching about that. Now do I?
Damn.
I'm just being honest here, let's call a spade a spade. I'm not going to go out of my way to make anybody's day worse. But I don't think that's something important to bring up,
Well, as my uncle said when I told him this, whenever people are demanding it and making you feel bad, do not eat at that restaurant again.
Exactly.
Do not eat there. Do not go there again. Just go somewhere else that people will not harass you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about making some a milkshake store right now.
All right, let's see how this ends.
Oh yeah. Hang on, I gotta let the milkshakes ferment. Sorry.
Doesn't hurt the actual business owner. What's supposed to happen is if they don't reach minimum wage, if they don't get enough tips to reach that, the business is supposed to cover it. That rarely happens. There are so many workarounds that these businesses pull, so many backdoor hand job reacharoos
Oh,
that
yo.
they are able to squeak out of not actually covering that. So it doesn't ever hurt the business itself. It only hurts the worker. And I really think there's a large number of people that don't understand that, but even understanding that, there are people that just can't afford to pay an extra 20% on top of what they've already just paid. And I see a lot of people regurgitating this take that's becoming very common. If you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough in something like Uber Eats or like fine dining or something. Okay, you can make that argument, I suppose. But it doesn't work for everything because there is no cheap ways of eating anymore, really. Even something like fast food is not that cheap. A McDonald's meal, it's not $1 anymore, sports fans. It's a handful of
Oh, yeah.
And grocery shopping is pretty fucking pricey too.
It's
expensive.
talking about grocery
It is
shopping too.
hard to pay an extra 15 to 20% consistently on top of things that you're already paying for when you're eating. Like, I just don't fully agree with that take.
Bro, you about to blow up on social media, bro.
When asked why he didn't tip, the customer told people online, "Oh, I just didn't want to." Cho tells us the customer's brother has since come in, describing their conversation as productive.
I apologized to him and to his family, and I was asking if he can pass this message along to his little brother.
Adding he sent the brother home with the customer's favorite order, a handwritten apology, and an offer.
My door's open for you, man. You know, come on by anytime.
Yeah, I told you.
Now, while I do
That's
think
crazy. It's so crazy that I said he'd have to go on a fucking shameful apology to her. Even though he's being a little sleazebag, like it's crazy that I was right on that.
Oh, I just didn't want to is pretty douchey. Again, he doesn't have to, and I really do think it shouldn't be expected that every single person does tip, because that's just the reality of it.
This is how mafia works.
100% an issue that needs to be addressed on like the actual business front, and it's why there's so many people that study tipping itself and are trying to brainstorm how to improve it and get rid of it to certain extents, because it is a terrible fucking system.
I'm gonna have to remember this, everybody. Look at how focused she is. I just add internet Jesus and it works.
And Jesus has spoken the truth.
Really and in a lot of other cultures is actually viewed as insulting. So like it is something that does need changing. 100%. Now in the case of this business owner here, he really seems remorseful. Like he really does seem like he's trying to make amends. It does seem like maybe he was just having like a really fucking bad day.
Gonna crash out day.
Not getting that tip meant that one of his workers wasn't going to receive like the full pay they should have, so he snapped and did this, and he seems embarrassed by it. So I'm of the belief that he does regret it, and that this is going to be an experience that he won't be repeating or anything like that. But that statement he made during the argument, how is my staff supposed to make a living without tips?
Damn, bro.
A bit, but that was the essence. It speaks volumes to just how poisonous tipping has become, where the business owner himself cannot even grapple with the idea of paying his employees a livable wage, because it's such an accepted and expected business practice of paying them sub-minimum wage, literal tiddlywinks of dollars, because it's the customer's responsibility to take care of the rest. That's just crazy to me. It blows my mind. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's the video right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to be careful about what I have showing up there.
We don't have ads on that one.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Jesus. Did you really?
Did I what?
Did you sign up?
No.
For YouTube Premium?
Does it look like I signed up for anything?
I didn't see no ads.
Yeah, I'm a Be Real gamer. I don't know why there wasn't no ads. Yeah, you know what? You guys successfully made it through a video build session without ads. If you got to the end of this video, please check out Most Critical. Also check out Dungeon Soup. We watched at the beginning of this video. If you're upset that we watched and mixed Dungeon Soup with Most Critical, I don't know. Go eat paper and punch sand.
Also, if you have any experience, we would like to hear about your experience with things like this. If there were like workers demanding or making you feel bad, I would like to hear, like, or hear your comments.
Yeah,
Read your
Vivi,
comments. Sorry.
me and Vivi read the comments. So definitely leave your experiences below about tipping or being tipped. And yeah, that's all I got for you today.
Why are you want Scott?
Go away now.